Well,
just give me a bit of lead-in. Just lead 10 seconds.
hello.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's the 1st of May, and it's a very good day.
We've been working. It's the first opportunity we've had to work on the van, and the dogs are trying to get in on the act again.
Stay there.
But we've done quite a bit of the interior. We've fitted the fascias, and we'll show you those perhaps later on in this video or in another video when we've done a bit more as well, because we're working on it again tomorrow. It's the first 2 days we've had off
for a while,
for nearly a month or so.
We've taxed the van today as well, so
the van's taxed.
we're on the road.
On the road here.
And to celebrate, we've come out and shown what we've had, Keith.
Well, we just finished our tea, and it was finger licking good.
It was.
And other fast food chains are available.
And chicken is healthier, isn't it? Because I am dieting, Kath. Honestly.
But so we just got ourselves a cup of tea, and we thought we'd take this opportunity to answer a few more questions.
Come lie down, good boys. Go on.
Okay. So, these are more questions that
They've come in
to us.
after all the videos.
What's your funniest funniest memory of being away in a camper van?
Last year for me.
Go on then.
Go on.
No, go on.
Last year when we were away in the old Land Rover, the ambulance that you've seen on other videos, Keith's got an unusual hobby. Lie down, sorry. Keith's got a really unusual hobby. And we were on Anglesey camping at Penman Point, and he came back from, I was making a cup of tea, and he came back from walking the dogs. He said, we need to go and buy a sharp knife.
Well, you wouldn't let me use the kitchen knives.
Well, I wouldn't let you use the kitchen
So, but I'd found a dead seal washed up on the beach, and my hobby, is it a hobby? I suppose it is, but my hobby is collecting skulls, and I wasn't going to let a grey seal head go by. So we went out the following day to find somewhere we could buy a sharp knife.
Had to go over the bridge actually to Bangor.
Back into Bangor. Came back, still there obviously. It had been there for some time. It was rather smelly, and so I went to set to and took the head off.
The Land Rover had some lockers outside that you got into from outside, and the head ended up going in one of those. But it got to about midnight, didn't it?
Yeah.
And the smell, the smell started permeating through into the Land Rover, and it wasn't very nice.
It was on my hands. I couldn't wash it off. It was particularly obnoxious.
And it was the first part of the camping week as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So we ended up, we had planned to go to a campsite anyway, and we ended up going to this campsite, didn't we? And got chatting to the lady on reception, and she actually let us leave the head behind reception for a week while we finished the camping trip. But yes, it wasn't my most pleasant experience, but it was funny.
Yeah, it was.
Looking back at it. What about you?
I suppose the really funny one is when we first got the old Land Rover, and we went out the first night. We just brought it up. We just got it on the road, to be honest, because we were bringing it up from Swindon. We broke down, so the AA relayed us, and we'd got a new engine in it, and we got it back. We were just about to start ripping it out and doing things to it, but we decided we needed a night away just to play, and we went to a car park that I normally walk the dogs from, and we sat up and we had tea. We were just the light was going. We were having a cup of tea or a coffee, and then all of a sudden other cars arrived. Lights started flashing, and lots of activity was going on in the car park. But
There were some gentlemen with smiling faces.
I think we'd leave it at that because we might have young people listening.
The funniest thing was though that we did have a friend who phoned us and said, "Oh, I'll come over and have a cup of tea," and he did pull up in his car and just jump into the back of the Land Rover while he tied his dog up outside. So
Yeah,
let's just say that dogs had a lot to do with that camping night, didn't they?
It was just a night. Did you both go tent camping?
Yeah, I did. Always wanted, my parents are older, so they never took me. So it had to wait till I'd grown up. But yeah, started with the basics. The old little army stove with a block for cooking, and rucksack and a little old canvas A-frame tent type thing. But yeah, I did. So
Yeah, I've always camped. My mum and dad had a trailer tent. We used to go up to North Wales and all over with that. And I've carried on. I backpacked with very lightweight tents. Progressed to bigger tents as the families grew. And
well,
really, when we got together, we were taking the kids to Shell Island and places like that. And the number of tents we've lost there is unbelievable because of the wind. But yeah, I've always tent.
To be honest, if you saw our spare bedroom, we could open a camp showroom. We've got God knows how many tents, from
various sizes.
2 berths up to the big Kayam, which is what, 8 berths.
8 berths, yeah.
So,
and I used to go up with a group of friends up to Wasdale every bank holiday. Just used to meet up there. So
yeah, we've both tent camped.
Do you have a favourite campsite?
You go first this time.
Well, Wasdale. I like Wasdale Head. Although back in many years ago, it was very basic. And although I haven't camped there recently, we've been to have a look round, and it is actually a lot more commercialised. So I don't know whether I would like that one as much now.
You can actually take campervans up there.
Yeah.
Now. I was looking the other day.
So
it's not just your basic tents, is it?
Yes. So whether that's, I mean, it's a great spot for setting off and doing walks and climbs, but whether it's the campsite was what it was like back in the day, I don't know. But we've both got a favourite now.
We have. Again, it's in the lakes, up towards Ulverston.
Yeah, just Grasmere, Ulverston, that area.
Birchbank Farm it's called, and we've actually got a video of the drive over to the campsite, which we'll put a link on here. But it's really nice out of the way site.
It is. It's in the foothills. You travel along narrow tracks for a long time, and it's just there. It's a working farm, but they've got a couple of fields that they can.
Yeah, a couple of nice fields. We actually had geocaching events that we've held there. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. They've got very few hookups. They've got a few. Showers are basic, aren't they?
They are basic, but
they're hot.
And they're nice and clean because they've done them up, haven't they?
Yeah,
so.
They're just in the barn basically. Yeah. The owners are really friendly, typical farmers really, and they'll chat to anyone, won't they, and help if they can. So,
next one. How basic was your first campsite? Sorry, first camping equipment.
Well, as I said a few minutes ago, little army camp stove that you folded out and you put a block in it and lit that and chucked a pan on it. A-frame little tent, 1 pan, plastic plate, plastic cup, spoon, fork, knife and pan. And that's about it really. And a rucksack.
Yeah, very similar. I'd gone a little bit better. I had a primer stove, so I was
posh.
I had a paraffin cooker, but again, everything went into a rucksack, and so everything was lightweight and very basic.
When I first started camping, I wasn't driving, so me and my girlfriend at the time, we ended up going from New Mills, where I lived, got the train into Manchester, and then Manchester over to Windermere, and we walked from Windermere and then got the ferry over and camped at Hawkshead. So yeah, walking then from Hawkshead the next day, walked over to Coniston. So it was a lot slimmer and fitter then.
If you won the lottery, would you buy A, new coach-built motorhome, B, a new coach-built campervan, or C, a new van and have it built to your specifications?
I think we could both agree on that one.
I think so. Probably going to be the latter one, C, a new van and have it built to our own specifications. But having said that, I'm not sure whether I'd have a new van. I like what we've done here to the ambulance. So we had a basic build and we've adapted it to our own specifications. And I think if money was no object, I don't think we'd have done much different.
No, we like it.
It is coming on, and the way we do like what we're getting to.
I think if you buy a coach built camper van or motorhome, you're always going to find things that you don't like about it, whether it's the layout, the cupboards, where the shower is. They do have showers, all of them these days, new ones. But no, there's always going to be something that you wouldn't like, so it's better to do it how you want it. And as we said when we first started, we went away a few times, we used cardboard boxes, played with layouts, didn't we? So I still think that's the best way of going about things, even if money was no object.
When you're away, is it supermarket or do you try to buy local?
We do a bit of both, don't we? Yeah. I mean, it's nice to buy local, and I think now that we're in this, I would like to think that we'll try and support local more, especially with the way supermarkets are going and all the plastic stuff being in the news and everything. It'd be nice to be able to go to farmers markets, local greengrocers, butchers, or whatever. So.
I mean, we do use local butchers.
We do already,
for meat and things. But supermarkets are always convenient, and
for the tin stuff. I mean, it's always nice to have a bit of tin stuff, isn't it, in emergencies.
And they're convenient, full stop.
Yeah. And sometimes, to be honest, we're going to be going places where there's not going to be any shops, hopefully, aren't we? So,
but and you've seen in our previous videos, we do like the odd coffee now and again, and we do try and
I've got tea today.
We do try and find out smaller, independent
coffee shops. We used to be cost addicts, but we've
weaned ourselves off
them. Yeah.
What is your favourite camping food? Well, mine's a stew. Blue bag stew, and the reason for that is that I used to make a stew before we went away. And working in the food industry, polythene bags or plastic bags were always blue, so I always had a ready supply of those. So our stews were always put in the blue bag, carted up to the campsite or wherever we were going, usually the Lake Districts in those days, and it was a ready-made meal. You just put it in the pan, warmed it up, and it was done. So it was really, really handy. First night, dead easy, dead simple.
I still do like a fried breakfast when we're away. It's a must, really. Well, most of the time anyway, isn't it? But you'll see it in future videos. I mean, you've probably seen them on other channels as well. We have bought a Ridge Monkey, and I'm actually looking forward to experimenting with that, because it does look like you can do a heck of a lot with it, doesn't it? So I'm looking forward to playing with that and seeing what concoctions we can come up with.
When Daryl first bought it, I was quite dubious because it doesn't look like you can do much with it. But then, having seen some of the other videos people are putting up of the Ridge Monkey, or what's the other name they call it?
The Liz Monkey. If you watch California Camping,
the Liz Monkey.
Campers.
But it's amazing what you can do, and I think it's a matter of just trying it and
playing.
I mean,
we've watched people making pizzas, stews, curries, all sorts in it. So
chips,
yeah. You can even heat pies in them if you buy a pie from supermarket or a butcher's or whatever. You can even heat those. So looking forward to, yeah. So yeah, looking forward to playing with that.
Next one. Do the dogs settle okay in the van? Well, you've just heard us shouting at them. That's because we'd put them at the front of the van, and one of them wanted to come back at the back. But now they've settled down. We've got Tor fast asleep, and Runs fast asleep. So yes, they do settle down.
We were just nagging them because they were knocking the tripod.
Yeah. So. Tor's a bit upset at the moment because we've put the fascia underneath the settee, and his favourite place is actually crawling into the cupboards. So he's locked out of that at the moment, and Rum's now just
heard his name, so that's it. Rum, lie down. So you're going to move any second now. Oh, he's managed it. Wow.
Managed this.
He's under the tripod
Under the
now.
tripod. So, how do you cope when the dogs are wet? Well,
going back to the Land Rover last year, you've seen probably the reason why we sold it and have gone to this size is because it was a very wet week, wasn't it?
it was. It was a bit like this Easter. It was torrential rains, with not a lot of space. The dogs get wet and muddy, obviously,
Smelly,
and it just smells like wet dog. And I'm sure this van will at times, but we've just got this little bit more space to towel them down and get them away from our feet and legs while they're damp.
We didn't have a heater either, did we, in the Land
No.
Rover? So we've got the diesel heater in here, so that's going to help warm things up, dry things out as well.
And there was no side door to get them in and out. It was a bit.
They were having to get out while we made the bed and everything, like we've said before. So yeah,
we've always coped with wet dogs.
I mean, we used to have 4. I
Yeah.
mean, we've been away in the Land Rover with 4 dogs.
And
4 border collies, not just,
going away in this country, you're always going to end up with being
Yeah.
wet yourself or the dogs. So yeah. Does the diesel heater use much diesel? We don't actually know.
We've not been away enough to really say, have we yet? So.
The only time we've used it long time was when we went away near your place.
Yeah, we went up to New Mills for a night.
And we left the heater running, ticking over, cutting it all right through the night because it was very cold. Don't know about using much diesel, but it just drained the battery.
It drained the battery, yeah. We had to get a jump start.
Yeah, we had to put a call out to on Facebook. You asked for assistance on Facebook.
I'm a member of the group at home anyway.
And the gentleman popped out, gave us a jump start, and we were away again. But
so no, we don't know yet how much it's going to use. Like Keith said, the battery's a bit of an issue at the moment, isn't it? We've got to get it rewired into the leisure
battery. At the moment, it's hooked up to the main car battery, so which is fine if the engine's running. But overnight, we had the ignition on to enable it because otherwise it has a 30-minute cut-off. So we had the ignition on, which automatically drained the battery anyway, and with the diesel heater as well. So we're going to look to get that rewired onto the leisure battery properly. We've got the solar power panel to recharge that, and I'm thinking that that's going to be sufficient.
I'm iffy, but
you're a bit dubious yet, aren't you?
We'll see.
If money was no object,
what is it with you lot of money?
It is an object. If money was no object, would you do an extended road trip around the UK?
Well, that's the tripod knocked. It's all right. We're still here.
Extended road trip around the UK, round Europe, or around the world. I would like to possibly get to Europe, but I think there's plenty of places we haven't seen around the UK yet.
I'm quite happy to go around the UK, to be honest. My dream trip would be a road trip right around the coast of the UK, but there's so many places we've not seen, and there's so many places we've seen that
we'd like to go back
to. So.
And for example, we like going back to Birchbank Farm up in the lakes.
I mean, we'll go there again. We'll go back to Anglesey because we both love Anglesey. Cornwall as well.
Cornwall. So,
but we don't know the North East very well, do we? We don't know Northumberland or places like. So yeah, UK has got so much to offer: countryside, seaside.
It might be exciting to eventually get to Europe.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's.
As we mentioned before, we have thought about going to France because Keith's sister's in France.
But I think that's going to be down the line. Making sure that everything's spot on, making sure that everything's reliable before we go away. So, but yes.
Yeah. So for now, I'd say the UK.
And finally, for now, do you go on other holidays apart from the Campervan?
Yeah. Yeah, we use Airbnb.
Yes, we do. Yes,
a fair bit.
We've been around various places with Airbnb. Unusual. Darryl tries to find unusual hidey holes. So we've been to a caravan that was in somebody's garden that was turned into sort
It
of
was like a safari lodge. That was down in Cornwall, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Another one in Cornwall was the Shepherd's Hut, which was a bit too hot.
Yes.
It was a wet, again, very wet few days, wasn't it?
And we had a wood burner in this little cabin, which we cooked on as well, but it was belting out a heck of a lot of heat. And so we opened the door, and the rain came in. So we shut the door.
And then overheated.
And that's what. So we were doing that for the whole evening.
We stayed at a friend's in Exmouth who's actually an Airbnb as well. So that was nice.
That was nice.
That was a bit posh of that one.
It was, yeah. But then we've been to a potting shed on Anglesey.
Potting shed on Anglesey, just near South Stack, which was a really nice, tiny little place.
Yeah.
Then the one in Ireland. We went over to Ireland.
We did. We went over my 60th.
Yeah.
Birthday. We went over to Ireland, just south of Dublin.
And that was a converted cowshed, which again was very nice. So I do like to find the quirky little places. There's one that I've got my eye on, but I'm still not sure of. There's a caravan up in Scotland that looks very interesting, but it's up in a tree. So that might be one for the future. When I've lost a bit more weight and I can climb a tree more easily.
And it's not windy.
And I don't have to get up in the night for a wee. I can just imagine myself falling out of it.
That's your age.
Speak for yourself. So yeah, we do go away. We've been away anyway, haven't we? Other places, in the past. So, but this is, well, we've got the caravan as well, as you've already seen. So that's the main thing. But
what we used to do going away is travel lodge.
Yeah.
Used to do special offers, £10 a night, various places. Used to crop up occasionally, didn't it? Yeah. We used to get emails, and we just pick a place
and go.
And it took us to some lovely places that we hadn't been before. Lancaster was, I say we hadn't been before, we passed through them. But we spent quite a lot of time in Lancaster, and we went a couple of times.
Yeah, we tied that in when we were doing a lot more geocaching as well, didn't we? Yeah. So.
But I think we'll probably get back into geocaching now.
I think we will
away.
now we've got this.
Now we're going away a bit more.
Yeah, but yes, as far as this year, certainly it's going to be using the ambulance. Now it's sorted, and we keep saying it, we're getting there, but we really are now. It's been such a brilliant day today because it's come on leaps and downs, hasn't it?
It has,
so,
yeah.
So.
But we also use our static caravan as a holiday base as well, up in the Peak District. So we've got a variety of different holiday styles, but
we might whinge occasionally, but we're really lucky, aren't we?
We are.
And you said about, you've finished work now, and you've been made redundant, but you say people got envious at work about our lifestyle.
Yes,
so
because we're not tied to Nottingham particularly, family-wise. Although my kids are in Nottingham, but we can ship off and go up to the Peak District. We've got the motorhome. We can go anywhere we like in that. It's just a matter of finding the odd.
Yeah.
I was fortunate when I was working. I was on 4 on 4 off, so that gave us a very long weekend every 4 days. So we used to make the most of that as well. Didn't we?
We did. Yeah, so that was pretty good. And we're still up in the air with work at the moment, aren't we? We don't know what we're doing, what time we're going to get to go away, but we're going to make the most of the ambulance. It's been a long time sorted. It's actually 7 months today since we bought it, and we gave ourselves 3 months really, didn't we? But obviously work, money, other commitments have put it off a little bit, but nearly there. A few things to do. And we'll finish just by showing you where we are, where we have parked up for tea, and then like us, please share us, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and we'll put a link up, as I say, to Birchbank. Oh, the dog's moving again. We'll put a link up to Birchbank Farm, and that's just a drive to the campsite, but I think you'll enjoy it. It's a lovely drive, and it was a nice sunny day when we did it. So, we've got another couple of van tours planned. Another weird one. It's not actually a camper van, but it used to be. So we'll leave it at that for a minute, and then.
And there's the weekend up in Hope.
Yeah, we've got the weekend. Yeah, we've got the Weekend in Hope in September, so that's for anyone who's got a camper van or anyone who's interested in looking at other people's camper vans and thinking of making building their own. So if you want any more details about that, send me a message in the below this video, and I'll let you have the details of that as well. So
And don't forget any suggestions for sending us on our summer holidays, or a few days away.
it was going to be beginning of June. It might be a little bit early now, so do get those suggestions in, and as we've said, we'll put them all in a hat and then pull one out once the van's packed up, and we'll only know on the morning as we're setting off where we're going. So it'll be
Fun,
different,
interesting, somewhere
Yeah.
nice, please.
Yeah, nothing. As we said, we don't want any cities. We don't mind countryside or seaside, but we prefer not to go to cities because of the dogs, because we want them to get used to being in the van as well. So, because it's new space for them. So that's it for now. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. We'll just show you outside. Oh, you can see here there's two very
Eager dogs.
eager dogs waiting to get out. So I'm going to check traffic's all right.
And that needs a big grease. So,
This
Coming out.
way. Don't get wet.
so here we are. We're actually on a strip of the River Trent.
This way.
Um,
You know what we were saying about wet dogs?
so we've got now some wet and oh, look at these.
I'll start taking them this way.
So, yeah. So just on the River Trent, Stoke Bardolph, just outside Nottingham, and a nice quiet lay-by.